What's up guys, Max here, and I quickly wanted to talk about one of my favorite games this year, and probably one of my favorite games that I've actually played in a very long time. It's Bloodborne. Came out on PlayStation 4 earlier this year, had a couple of issues which were fixed within about a month or so, and my god man, have I really been enjoying this game. I really wasn't into the Souls series at all, considering the fact that we had a brief playtime with Dark Souls 2, which I enjoyed, but I didn't really fall in love with it. But Bloodborne is technically a Souls-style game, and focused a lot more on the action, your ability to dodge, and your ability to parry your enemies. This game kind of has so many elements that I've learned to kind of love about the Miyazaki-style Souls games, and it also taught me to play Dark Souls, or it got me to play Dark Souls, the first one, and I really enjoyed that game. I found it to be an insane amount of fun, and I'm looking forward to hopefully trying out Demon Souls as well as Dark Souls 2 before the eventual launch of Dark Souls 3 around March of next year. Now, the crazy thing about Bloodborne is that I've been focusing on this game so much over the past, few months because the big Old Hunters DLC is coming out. And with that, I've been spending a lot of time trying to actually get to further new game pluses, and it's made me realize, what I like so much about the game. Number one is the weapon variety. One of the toughest parts about the game is that you need to actually level up a whole bunch to make some weapons effective because they're in one specific stat category, which is kind of annoying that the game did not give you the ability to respec your points where you could actually level weapons up. That's the one big nuance that was kind of rough about Bloodborne, because when you start actually trying out all the other weapons and the transformations and everything, it's a very different game to play. Not as much as a Dark Souls game, because those games have a huge amount of variety with how you actually will play them depending on the weapons you use and the armor. This one's a bit less, and I feel that every time I play through Bloodborne, this is my third or fourth playthrough now, I fall in love with the world every single time. But it's weird, it's I love the world in this game, I love the art design, I love the direction of it, but I feel that it grates on the brain and the eyes after about 2 to 3 hours. You see so much of this weird, gothic, kind of gory environment, and it kind of wears on the brain after a while. It just feels like it's a little much. Unless I was H.R. Giger or somebody that designed the alien, I couldn't watch that all the time. So Bloodborne in segments is actually very fun for me to visit it for 2 or 3 hours every single couple of weeks or something like that. Game has been severely enjoyable, and one of the most fun aspects is just trying to blast through it as quickly as possible. I have this kind of motto that every time you play through Bloodborne, you at least kind of have to beat all the enemies kind of once, and then once you've kind of fought everybody, it's okay to run past and do your own thing. Essentially, this is a video talking about how much I love this game. It's really a shock how it was something that always looked cool, and it kind of looked like other games, but then it has its own really nice personal style to it when you actually start jumping through between animations and enemies, and it makes me very excited for the future of games like Dark Souls 3, which looks very Bloodborne-esque.
I couldn't see the guy until he started moving.
Oh!
Oh! It scared me.
Fucking old man!
Oh, in a wheelchair!
Jesus Christ! That was awesome! What's happening tonight is the Bloodborne Old Hunters DLC is going to be coming out very soon, and I'm thinking kind of critically about this game and what I like about it and what I don't like about it, and it's pretty up there, man. It's actually one of my more favorite games of this year, and it's probably about a 9 out of 10 on the overall playability. The roughest part of Bloodborne is the online PvP, because when we come to a guy like me who's used to fighting games online, and we try to specifically play the good ones online for the most part, Bloodborne's net play and the way you fight people isn't really that great. It's cool that you get to fight people with different builds and everything, and that's kind of the best part, but why wouldn't you just play a fighting game? You know what I mean? That's kind of the idea that I come across, is that a fighting game is just much easier to jump into. So for that point, I'm not a huge fan of playing the game online. I just specifically like the challenge that it presents between going through the world and finding out how enemies hit harder, and you have to just be more cautious about them when you get into a different new game plus or something like that. I freaking love Bloodborne. This game, as far as single player games that I don't play a ton of or really get enveloped into, this one has definitely captivated me between all the games that I have played this year, along with Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm really impressed with the games that have actually come out in 2015, and I can't freaking wait to try out the DLC. If you guys are also looking forward to Bloodborne, if you've been playing this game as much as maybe I have, the DLC is going to be dropping later this evening, and I plan on live streaming the holy crap out of it. as I take quite a few weapons that I've been leveling up and running through and finding out how to make yourself look the coolest with certain armor and aspects like that. I freaking love it, man. So I'm hoping the DLC is going to be good. There's a good chance it will be, because usually the DLC in Souls games is kind of some of the best aspects of those games, and I absolutely hold true, or hope that holds true to this one as well. I'm a little saddened that Miyazaki wants to kind of like depart from these things, but since Bloodborne is kind of a departure from the Souls games, if he departs again, that'd be really cool if he went into the sci-fi realm, like the more futuristic, instead of the more gothic medieval. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Miyazaki has some really good game design decisions and philosophies that I love, and I think the story in Bloodborne is even more captivating than a game like Dark Souls. I kind of love the idea that there are these creatures that are way above you as far as like an evolutionary scale, and all the people strive to be like them, but it curses them in some way, turning them into monsters. I love it. I think it's just absolutely awesome, and it's just such a fun story. So if you guys want to enjoy more, I might do a hype and rage of Bloodborne stuff in the near future, and if you'd like to see that, I appreciate your feedback, and this is more of a video just gauging your dudes' interest on this game, and if you'd like to see some stuff on it in the future. As always, guys, thank you a ton for watching. I'll be streaming some more Bloodborne Old Hunters tonight and very soon. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time. Yeah!
Praise bitches! Lord. Praise the moon.
Praise the sun!